I agree with you, Kevin. It's been tough for both of these teams as they work through their rotations due to the injury bug. Credit goes to not only the coaches for trying to plug the holes and manage their rosters, but to the players. You know, when you're a pro, even if you're not initially in the rotation, you've got to always be ready to go. And these guys have stepped up well, the reserves.
So the New York starting five, filling out the wings are Bullock and Barrett. Handle out there at Nerlens Noel, and it's Payton in at the point.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets three, you fire three of your own. Boom.
Now here's Porter. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. Count it.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Here's Randall. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And saying, you want a piece of this? Randall easily getting the better of that exchange.
Right side Bradley. It's a tie game here in Houston. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Yeah, and you know, so many of their hoops came off an assist, which is a good sign of ball movement and sharing that ball.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And New York, looking at who they got, we've got Derrick Rose. Alec Burks is out there with Toppin. Then it's Noel. And that one, good. Augustine's got his first points for the game.
Guys, Augustine's so good at staying under control on these difficult finishes. Great focus from the veteran.
And it's Toppin, that time on the assist by Rose.
And how about the execution, really when it matters most? He knew he had the height advantage and just got the job done. No need to pass in that situation.
Now here is Augustine. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. That one looked like it was on the way down. Yep, they call goaltending. Count the bucket.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And early in a game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
Quickly, guarded by Porter. Barrett for 3. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
How about that one? A perfect finish to the half for them to tack another 3 points onto their lead.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. That guy right there is Shaquille O'Neal, and that guy right there is Kenny the Jet Smith. For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. And a lot of fans in New York can't remember the last time the Knicks were competitive. Shaq, in the last 2 decades, just one playoff series victory. Did you hear me? In the last 2 decades, one playoff series victory.
This hasn't been pretty. I think that's the time Allen Houston hit that shot and he pumped his fist at half court. He's about to turn 50. He's older than me. We were on the McDonald's High School All-American team together. A long time ago.
Man, meanwhile, the Nets are showing life in Brooklyn, adding a little insult to the injury.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. Nice game. Great performance by R.J. Barrett.
And even with the defense shading towards him on every trip down, he still finds a way to come up big.
Well, we're not surprised by that. No more than what we've come to expect of him. He can adapt and adjust to anything a defense tries to throw at him.
And in that first off, pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. They've got Christian Wood. Porter is out there with Bradley. Then it's Olynyk, and it's Tate, and at the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
Nice looking shot there from Barry. You can tell he's confident when he's shooting the ball.
Pass to Wood. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Randall against Porter. Randall passes to Noel. In the corner, Bradley with it. Great look, but off the mark. The Knicks lead by 4. Randall right side. Now the dish to Payton. And Noel kicks to Barrett. With 4 seconds on the clock. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And Houston gets called for the foul.
Really like the recognition by Noel, feeling the contact coming and then going right into his shot immediately.
That free throw, no good. Good on the second free throw.
You know, one of the things I really enjoy is watching guys work on their game, and Noel has done that. Not only in becoming a lockdown post defender, but a dependable scorer, too.
The third quarter comes to a close. Knicks lead by 5. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the 2-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
That's right. I mean, that's not his primary duty, but when the situation calls for it, he can do it and does it well.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth. Knox out there with Alec Burks. And it's Rose. Then there's Toppin.
Rose, a very solid floor general. I think that's an underrated part of his game. He's excellent at finding his teammates.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They're trailing by 8. There's 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And it's blocked. It's stolen by Brown. House kicks to Brooks. To the middle. And some nice passing there by Houston. Burks against Porter. Unloads from 9. Toppin pulls it in. And the Knicks with possession here. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Now the pass to House. Misses the 3. Here's Knox. Over House. Can't get it to fall. So it's New York picking up the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time GA this one wound down.